Hello everyone. Am I audible and am I visible to all of you? Please let me know. Hi everyone. Please let me know. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Hi everyone. Please let me know. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Yes. Okay. So everyone, please let me know what are the topics you want to revise. I'll be very much happy to help you out in revising each and every topic. So why I kept this session at this point of time, as you might be aware of the fact that tomorrow is your examination for CA final auditing. So I thought that why to disturb you people in the night? It's better why to disturb you people throughout the day. So I thought of keeping this, particular lecture right now. So in case you have any kind of doubts, any kind of things, if you want to ask me, you can ask me directly right now on the live chat. I'll be very much happy to help you out in each and everything. Please let me know each and every kind of query, each and every kind of doubt. If you have any problem in one particular topic, so what should be the strategy in the first 15 minutes before the exams? Each and everything will be given to you. Yes. So LODR limits. Okay. So let us understand the LODR limits first. And along with that, after that, we'll understand investigation, due diligence, and forensic audit also. So everyone, please understand, what do you mean by LODR limits? What do you understand by the term called LODR? First of all, the LODR, you all know that LODR is a part of your audit committee and corporate governance chapter. That is a very, very important chapter you have. For the approximately, you can say that 5 to 6 marks are going to come from this particular chapter, right or not? So 5 to 6 marks are going to come from this particular chapter. So that makes this chapter very important. In the LODR, first of all, though, you have to understand the provisions relating to audit committee. In the audit committee also, there are so many provisions which have been discussed in the LODR. Say, for example, audit committee as per LODR and audit committee as per the Companies Act, everyone. Audit committee as per the LODR and audit committee as per the Companies Act. As per the LODR, the audit committee should have minimum 3 members. Company Act also says minimum 3 members. But out of these minimum 3 members in the LODR, minimum 2/3 should be what? Independent directors. And here in the Companies Act also, there is no such provision has been given about the 2/3 should be the independent director. But if you are a company with outstanding shares of equity rights, then in that case the all should be independent director. This is the main difference between the LODR audit committee and Companies Act audit committee. Second major difference is there, in this all the people should be financial expert, all the people should be financial literate, and among all of them at least one should be financial expert. At least one should be financial expert. Are you getting the point? This is also one of the provision you have to understand. Then here it is being told that they have to conduct 4 audit committee meetings in a calendar year with a maximum gap of 120 days between the 2 meetings. Are you getting the point? This is also one of the topic which we have understood in the LODR. Are you getting the point? So maximum gap of 120 days. Then secretary of the company is going to, company secretary of the company is going to be the secretary of this board. This is again has been told in the LODR. The quorum of the LODR audit committee is 2 or 1/3 of the whichever is higher, 2 or 1/3 of the strength, whichever is higher, with a minimum presence of 2 independent directors. So these are the major provisions relating to LODR you should know. Then after the audit committee LODR, then the very important question which comes in the examination is the what is the mandatory review by the audit committee. What is the next question comes? What is a mandatory review by the audit committee? Mandatory review by the audit committee is basically 5 to 6 matters. First of all, they have to take care of the significant related party transactions and related parties. They also have to ensure they are taking care of, they are monitoring the deviations or variations in the achievement of company's objectives, if any. Then they have to take care of letter of weaknesses, which is issued by the statutory auditor. Then they also have to take care of letter of weaknesses or various weaknesses which are brought to the audit committee by the internal audit head. They also have to take care of the appointment, reappointment, remuneration, and removal of the chief executive officer or chief financial officer or KMPs of the company. And at the same point of time, they have to take care of the management discussion and analysis report. This is called the mandatory review. Then there are remuneration limits also. There are remuneration limits also, right? What are the remuneration limits? This is also very important topic. What are the remuneration limits? Remuneration can be paid to the two types of directors, non-executive directors and executive directors. Are you getting the point? First of all, who will determine the remuneration? Determination by the board of directors, but later on approval by whom? Shareholders. Approval by shareholders. Now remember one thing. How much remuneration we can pay to the non-executive directors? How much remuneration we can pay to the non-executive directors? To the non-executive directors, we shall not pay the remuneration. If to the one non-executive director, if the remuneration to one non-executive director is more than 50% of the total remuneration to all non-executive directors, then in that case, you need to pass a special resolution. Are you getting the point? In that case, you need to pass a special resolution. This is the remuneration provision relating to the non-executive directors. And in case of executive directors, everyone, in case of executive directors, if the remuneration maximum payable to one executive director is 2.5% of the net profits or 5 crores, whichever is higher. Maximum remuneration you can pay to the executive director is 2.5% of the net profits of 5 crores, whichever is higher. And if such like this executive director, if there are more than 2 or more executive directors like this, then the maximum remuneration payable to these executive directors shall not be exceeding 5% of the net profits. This is what the provision relating to the remuneration when it comes to the executive directors, right or not? And then what is the composition? What are the composition of board of directors? What is the composition of board of directors? It is being told that in the board of directors, minimum 50% of the board of directors should be what? Non-executive directors. Minimum 50% of the board of directors should be non-executive director. And in that case, if the chairman of the board of directors is the non-executive director, then minimum 1/3 should be the independent directors in the remaining board of directors. If the chairman is the executive director, then minimum 1/2, that is half, should be the independent director. And if the non-executive director is a chairman of the board of directors, but he is related to the promoters group, he is related to the which group? Promoters group. In such case, it should be 1.5 of the independent directors. I hope all of you are understanding. Net profit for the financial year, Aishwarya, there is no net profit for the calendar year. Remember, it is net profit for the financial year. Every company runs on the financial year. It does not run on the calendar year. Clear? Is it understood? Right? So composition of the board of directors, minimum 50% of the non-executive directors. And if the chairperson is executive director, then this is the requirement. Executive, non-executive director, this is the requirement. Again, non-executive director, but related to promoters group, this is the requirement. So these are the various limits which you have to undertake in case of board of directors. Then some things are there ki whether the if you are a director of a listed entity, if you are a director of a which entity? If you are a director of a listed entity, in how many committees you can become a member, and in how many committees you can become a member or you can become a chairperson. So remember one thing, as a director of listed entity, you can become maximum 10 committees member. You can become a member in the maximum 10 committees. A single director of a listed entity can become a member of the committees maximum 10, and in maximum 5 committees you can work as a chairperson. So you can become the members of maximum 10 committees, but you can become the chairperson of maximum 5 committees. And the question is, sir, what do you mean by committees? Listen to this very carefully. When we are talking about the limits of the committees, only shareholders relationship committee and audit committee is to be considered. When we're talking about the committees, only shareholder relationship committee and audit committee is to be considered, nothing else to be considered. And this provision is applicable, sorry, not applicable to whom? Just you understand, it is not applicable to Section 8 company directors, it is not applicable to private company directors, and it is not applicable to the foreign company directors. Everyone is crystal clear? Right? It is not applicable to foreign company directors or other directors. Everyone is crystal clear? If you have any kind of doubts, please let me know in the chat box only. I would be happy to help you out in that. Right? So these are the various provisions relating to director. Then what else provisions you want me to revise? I think someone has requested me about the audit committee. Divya, I hope these are the various limits which you have to understand, and very important amendment. Make sure that you are not losing the grip on this amendment. Very important amendment you have in this particular session relating to what if the statutory auditor, of listed entity, what if the statutory auditor of listed entity or material subsidiary gives resignation. Then in that case, there are 3 people who have the responsibility to be discussed here. Responsibility of listed entity, responsibility of audit committee, and what is the responsibility of that auditor. Clear, everyone? So 3 types of responsibilities have been discussed here. What is the responsibility of the listed entity, audit committee, and auditor? Now listen to this very carefully. What is the responsibility of the listed entity? Within 24 hours of receiving the reasons of resignation, you have to intimate to the recognized stock exchange about those reasons. So within 24 hours, understand this limit, within 24 hours, you have to give the reasons of resignation to the recognized stock exchange. In case you are an audit committee, you have to ask the management that what is the reason that our statutory auditor has resigned. Is it the non-availability of information? And if there is a non-availability of information, why the information was not available to him, due to which the statutory auditor has taken a decision to leave the company. That is what the duty of audit committee to ask the management. And what is the duty of the auditor in such case? The one who is the outgoing auditor, the one who is leaving the company, what is the responsibility? He has to give the reasons of resignation. But along with the reasons of resignation, first of all, though, he has to give the detailed reasons. Right or not? He has to give the detailed reason. He also has to declare whether it was within the capacity of the management to provide the information, or it was out of capacity of the management to provide the information. If it is within the capacity of the management to provide the information and the management has not provided, then he has every reason to leave the company. But if the management is also helpless in providing the information, then in that case there is no problem. Did he apply alternative procedures? Did he apply the alternative procedures on getting that information or not? Is that information which is not provided affecting current financial year as well as the previous financial year or not? These are the responsibilities of the auditor. And very, very important thing you have to understand here, when the outgoing auditor, when the statutory auditor is resigning, this is a very important thing which may come in the examination. When the statutory auditor is resigning, suppose this is quarter 1, this is quarter 2, this is quarter 3, and this is quarter 4. So from April to June, this is quarter 1. From July to September, this is quarter 2. From October to December, this is quarter 3, and January to March, this is quarter 4. Now listen, if you are resigning in the second quarter, if you are resigning in the second quarter, in the first 45 days, if you are resigning in the second quarter, in the first 45 days from the starting of the quarter or from the end of the previous quarter, either from the starting of the quarter or from the end of the previous quarter, in the first 45 days of the quarter, if you are resigning, then what is the responsibility of the statutory auditor? Statutory auditor is only responsible for doing the audit or limited review of quarter 1. That is a provision number 1. But in case you are leaving in the last 45 days of the quarter, in case you are leaving in the last 45 days of the quarter, then you have a responsibility for quarter 1 plus quarter 2. I hope everyone is crystal clear up to this point. You have the responsibility relating to quarter 1 and quarter 4. I hope everyone is crystal clear, right? Now, same procedure is applicable in the third quarter also. So what do you mean by that? If you are leaving in the first 45 days of the third quarter, if you are leaving in the first 45 days of the third quarter, then you are only responsible for quarter 1 and quarter 2. But if you are leaving in the next 45 days of the third quarter, then you are responsible for quarter 1 plus quarter 2 plus quarter 3 audit or limited review. And in case you are leaving on any day, in case you are leaving on any day in the last quarter, in case you are leaving on any day in the which quarter? Last quarter, then what will happen? In case you are leaving on any day in the last quarter, then in that case you are responsible for quarter 1 plus quarter 2 plus quarter 3 plus quarter 4. It means you are responsible for the full financial year. You are not allowed to leave in between. Everyone write CC if you all understood the amendment relating to the audit committee and corporate governance. And those who are watching the video, hit the like button if you think that this video is a little bit helpful to you or it is worthful to you. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? So anything else? Anything else? So the second request which I got, is relating to investigation chapter, and it is relating to due diligence, and it is relating to forensic audit. So I will just give you the overview of this particular chapter, everyone. I'll give you the overview to this particular chapter, everyone. Make sure that you are don't expect me to tell you everything in detail. I can just let you know how to read this chapter. First of all, let's take the example of investigation. When we talk about the investigation, there are two types of investigations: statutory investigations and non-statutory investigations. Are you getting the point? Statutory investigations and non-statutory. Sir, what to do in case of statutory investigation? Sir, statutory investigation, section numbers 206 to section number 219. It is as it is there in your CA final law. If you have read the CA final law chapter called inspection and investigation, then in that case you need not worry about the statutory investigation, and there are very rare chances that statutory investigation related question will come in the examination. I hope everyone is crystal clear. No statutory investigation relating question is going to come in the examination. Clear, everyone? Now, when it comes to the non-statutory investigation, yes, there are very probable, or I can say that there are 100% chances that one question will come. Sir, in the non-statutory investigation, actually, it is like your, sorry, it is like your, this vouching and verification chapter only. Say, for example, incoming partner is appointing you as an investigator to investigate whether the firm in which he is joining is a genuine firm or not. What are the things you will see in that firm? Say, for example, incoming partner has appointed you to do the investigation on his behalf. What are the things you are going to cover? If you are an investigator appointed by the incoming partner, you will obtain the partnership deed of the firm in which you are going to investigate. Second thing, you will see their sharing ratio, profit sharing ratio, capital sharing ratio. In that case, you will see their last financials of the company. Are you getting the point? And you will also verify the various experiences and reputation of all the existing partners. Then you will also would like to verify ki whatever they are asking, what they are asking you to bring the goodwill, and they are asking you to bring the assets, they are asking you to bring the contribution, capital contribution, whatever they are asking you, whether it is being genuinely asked or not. Generally asked means what? Looking at the reputation of the firm, whether this much part what they are asking is generally required to be paid or not. So all these things, it's a very simple thing. Behave like a chartered accountant at that point of time. Ki as a person, if you are an incoming partner in a firm where already existing partners are there, why you would like to, what you would like to see in that firm which you are going to join. These are the various topics relating to what? Partnership deed, which may come in the examination. Incoming partner ka aa sakta hai. Sometimes they may ask you the value, how to calculate the value of shares of private limited company. So there are two methods given in your study material. One is called yield method. Another one is called net worth method. Only two methods you have to understand. Are you getting the point? Then these are the various things you have to take care in the investigation. So remember one thing, don't take the tension of investigation. If you think that you will mug up the topic and write in the examination, then you are doing the biggest mistake. Remember one thing, don't mug up anything. लेट्स गो इन द फ्लो में जाओ और अपना जो भी दिमाग बोलता है, जो भी तुम्हें अच्छा लगता है, वो पॉइंट लिख के आ जाओ. बट मेक श्योर दैट presentation is very important. In the bullet points make the presentation. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Now next topic is relating to what? Due diligence. So due diligence is like an investigation but not investigation. First of all, what are the areas where the due diligence is very important? What are the areas? Whenever the companies are going for any mergers, whenever the companies are going for any acquisitions, whenever the companies are going for any amalgamations, whenever companies are going for venture capital financing. So in these kind of situations, due diligence is very important. So basically due diligence hota kya hai? Now say for example, Reliance India Limited, recent example deta hu. Reliance India Limited recently acquired the future retail business. Am I correct? For 24,780 crores. This is the deal amount. 24,780 crore rupees. Now Reliance is paying a huge money to the future retail, means what? Big Bazaar. Now, don't you think that Reliance would like to carry out the due diligence on its targeting company? Reliance would like to carry out the due diligence on its which company? Targeting company. So Reliance India Limited will appoint a chartered accountant in practice. Reliance India Limited will appoint a chartered accountant in practice, and that chartered accountant in practice will go to the Big Bazaar future retail company, and he will do what? Finance due diligence. What do you mean by finance due diligence? What is the financial position of the company? What are the loans on the company? Are they repaying the loans very properly or not? Then he will do the tax due diligence on the company. Because whether the company is regular in the repayment of taxes or not, payment of the taxes or not. Then he will do the operational due diligence on the company. Operational due diligence means whether the company's operations are effective and efficient or not. Because when the Reliance is going to acquire the operations of the future retail, Reliance will definitely would like to know whether the operations are going to be handled by them or not. Then he will also do human resource due diligence, because those employees were used to work in the future group. Now they are going to work under the Reliance. So there will be a change in the environment where the human resource is going to work. So at that point of time, Reliance would also like to know whether those people are going to get comfortable with me or not. That is called HR due diligence. Then legal due diligence will also do any pending cases are there against the future retail group or not. So due diligence is basically, you can say that, precaution what the acquiring company is taking against its targeting company. That is what the idea behind the due diligence, everyone. Clear everyone? So due diligence is that. So due diligence is not like an investigation. As a acquiring company, I would like to know that whether the targeting company is good enough to be acquired or not. That is what do you mean by due diligence. Everyone write CC if you all understood. Everyone write CC if you all understood, right? Now, what is the next thing? What is the next thing? Next thing is called forensic audit. What is the next thing? Next thing is called forensic audit. Now, forensic audit is a very important branch of the audit which is getting very popular nowadays. It is getting highly popular nowadays. Are you understanding the point? Now, sir, why forensic audit is very important? Now, listen to this. As a chartered accountant in practice, you already have a expert knowledge in accounting field. You already have an expert knowledge in auditing field. So when your accounting skills are getting attached with your auditing skills, with investigative mentality, with which mentality? Investigative mentality, then in that case it is known as what? Investigative mentality. In that case it is known as which audit? Forensic audit, everyone. So what is basically forensic audit? Forensic audit means when a chartered accountant in practice along with his accounting skills and auditing skills takes care of his investigative mentality. So remember one thing, forensic audit में basically क्या होता है? We detect the various kind of frauds, various kind of scams and various kind of scandals which have happened in the big corporate houses. Recently, let me give you one example. IL and FS, 91,000 crores of scam is there. Now, in that IL and FSS, don't you think that forensic audit might have taken place? And let me tell you one thing, in today's world, forensic audit is a very good area of practice. There are very limited people who are there in the forensic audit. तो forensic audit में basically मतलब क्या होता है, like ACP Pradyuman when we see in the CID. Now any murder scene or crime scene, you go there, you use the powder and all, you take the fingerprints and all, then send that prints to the forensic lab. Are you getting the point? Where the fingerprints will be matched with the database and ultimately we'll come to know who is the culprit. Same thing. We are going to understand the root cause. We are going to understand what? Root cause of that scam and scandals. We are going to understand the root cause of that scams and scandals. What are the red flags which were there in their internal control system and accounting system, which were oversought or which were overlooked by the management or by the employees, and ultimately the scam and scandal has taken place. This is what the basic idea behind the forensic audit. So let me give you the idea of the forensic audit. Let's take an idea of the forensic audit. What are the important questions they may ask you from the forensic audit? I'm trying to tell you those topics only. Now, see, this is the forensic audit. So what is the first thing they may ask you? They may ask you how the forensic audit is being carried out. This is the meaning of the forensic audit. So if you want, I will put the link in the description also relating to this material. If you want, you can read it out also. What are the questions they may ask you in the forensic audit? First of all, the difference between the forensic audit and accounting. It's a very small topic, so you have to understand that they have every right to ask you. Thanks for the best explanation regarding due diligence, sir. Best explained. Thank you, Sai Charan. And if you really like the lecture, do hit the like button to the video if you think that it is worthful to watch. So, right. So they may ask you the difference between audit and forensic audit. This is the question. The most important question what they may ask you, what are the areas where the forensic auditor is going to be demanded? So what are the demanding areas? Whenever any criminal investigation is going to take place, whenever any professional negligence cases are there, arbitration services is also one of the area where the forensic audit is also being asked. Fraud investigation, risk control reviews, settlements of insurance claims, dispute settlement. These are the various areas where the forensic auditor is demanded. So remember one thing, what are the areas? Lawyers nowadays are hiring the forensic auditors. Police forces are now hiring the forensic auditors when there are corporate scams and scandals. Insurance companies are hiring the forensic auditors. Courts are hiring, banks are hiring, government regulatory bodies are hiring, and business communities nowadays are also hiring the forensic auditor. So now it is a particular set of job which you can do as a forensic auditor, right or not? I hope I'm meeting your expectations, everyone. So make sure that you leave a good comment also, and do like the hit button to the, do like the video if you think that it was worthwhile to watch, and do share it with your friends after the video will be over, so that during the night if they want to revise these small topics they can do it. So this is what the basic areas where the forensic audit questions they may ask you. Or another question they may ask you, what are the general audit techniques, statistical audit techniques, and technological audit techniques the forensic auditor can use? Are you getting the point or not? So these are the data mining techniques. Small topics are there. And forensic auditor report ka, what do you mean by that? That format they may ask you. What is the format of forensic auditor report? Executive summary, risk analysis, audit process, evidence of risk events, audit recommendation, governance on recommendations and implementations. And these are the following in next year. So make sure that in the forensic audit itna tension nahi lena hai. Don't take the tension for the forensic audit, investigation and due diligence. It is a very easy chapter. Are you getting the point? It is a highly easy chapter. Now, anybody else? Now, this is what the two topics which you asked me to revise. If you want me to revise any topic, please let me know. Otherwise, you can ask your doubts also, sir. I am having this particular doubt in the CA examination, what to do. Any kind of stress you are going through, right or not? Any kind of doubts you have, any kind of planning you want. Are you getting the point? Sir, morning 6 a.m. I'm going to wake up. What should I do from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m.? That planning also I can help you with. And what to be done in the 15 minutes before writing the exams. Before writing the exams. That also I can help you out. So fully motivation. Make sure that Aishwarya, I will suggest you that ki if you have not done the insurance chapter, make sure that you are not doing it right now. Insurance chapter is going to take a lot of time. Are you getting the point? Insurance chapter mein major topics I can tell you what you can do in the insurance chapter. Let me tell you the major topics. So remember one thing, first of all, to insurance company ka minimum capital requirement wala case that you have to do. Insurance company ka solvency margin. That topic is very important. I can tell you the main topics which you should stress upon. Remaining everything is useless. Reinsurance topic you should do inward and outward. Co-insurance topic you should do inward and outward. Are you getting the point? Unexpired risk reserve. That is also a very important topic. So these are the various important topics you should definitely do in the insurance things. Are you getting the point? These are the 4-5 topics you should stress upon in the audit of insurance companies. So generally, basically, क्या होता है? We stress a lot relating to bank audit, insurance audit, and they are too lengthy to be, understood also. But I will suggest you that you should always keep these chapters at the end. You should always keep these chapters at the end. Verification of the claim premium. Can you just go through? See, verification of the claims and all is nothing but it's a simple audit process. There's nothing hard and fast rule, Aishwarya. So if you want, I can share the notes with you, which are very easy to be understood. So I can share the notes with you. Aishwarya, if you want, I can share the notes with you. I can really enter the complete module in the description if you want. I'm sorry, I don't want to take up that big particular topic because that will unnecessarily create a lot of discussion in the class, and it will really utilize our time as well. So if you have any kind of other doubts, please let me know. So I would love to help you in that thing. I thought of coming for half an hour, 45 minutes. Like if you people are, having any kind of doubts or relating to any kind of issues, sir, planning is required. What to be done in the morning, what to be done in the 15 minutes before the examination. Yeah, pleasure, Aishwarya. I'm sorry, if you want, I can upload my documents. I can upload my modules. You can download it and go through it. But let me tell you one thing. These are the must areas from where the definitely MCQ questions may come. And remember one thing in the NBFC. In the NBFC, make sure that you are doing the types of NBFC. Guys, types of NBFC में so many limits are there. So many limits are there. So I'm going to upload the whole module where all the special audit relating topics will be there. So make sure that you are going through once. Right, everyone? NBFC may be types of NBFC may microfinance NBFC where the minimum capital requirement, asset size, how much loan they can give, what is the duration of the loan, no collateral, All these kind of small limits are there, everyone. So make sure that NBFC, bank or insurance, these chapters you should always do at the end. Now, what I want to tell you that, sir, if you are going to sleep at 12 o'clock and you are going to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, minimum 6 hours are required. 6 hours minimum sleep is required. Remember one thing, don't play with your health. Otherwise, the whole preparation may go into vain. Now, 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. or maximum by 11 a.m. Sir, what should I do? Remember one thing, in this time, only see standards on auditing. And in the standards on auditing, maybe 700 series you should do, 600 series you should do, 500 series you should do, and after that, close the topic. Now, when you will do these three series, only approximately 20 standards on auditing will be already over. Are you getting the point? So make sure that you are not stressing yourself. 700 series, 600 series, 500 series, sir. Why not 200, 300? I'm not saying 200, 300. 300 is very important. 315. You can't even imagine a question paper without asking any question on 315. But why 700, 600 or 500? Because from each series, one question has to come. One question has to come from each series. One question has to come from each series. So approximately 15 marks तो तुम्हारे पॉकेट में आ जाएंगे when you will do 700 series, 600 series and 500 series. I hope this is useful information to all of you. So anything else you want to ask me, like any strategy for the examination, sir, what to do in the examination, which topic to be read in which manner? So if you don't have any queries, then I'll log off from this particular session, because I know that your time is very important right now, because you are in the more stress than me, because you have to write the examination tomorrow morning. So make sure that don't make it a हवा. हवा हमारे हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं, इसको बहुत बड़ी चीज बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है. रिलैक्स होके जाओ, हाइड्रेटेड रहो, पूरा हाइड्रेटेड रहो, रिलैक्स होके जाओ. इसको जितना हम लोग बड़ा बनाएंगे अपने माइंड में, उतना ही बड़ा होता जाएगा ये. तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, अगर नहीं हो पाया क्लियर तो नहीं हो पाया, टेंशन नहीं लेने का, ठीक है ना. तो सिंपली अपना प्रिपेयर करो, जितना प्रिपेयर हुआ उतना ही करो. इट इज नॉट द करेक्ट टाइम टू डू द न्यू थिंग्स. इट इज द बेस्ट टाइम टू रिवाइज द already existing thing. Do not do anything new for the sake of covering the more and more portion. Do not do anything new. Revise what you have already done. Are you getting the point? और first 15 minutes में क्या करो everyone? First 15 minutes में अपन क्या करेंगे? 145 when the examination paper will be given to you, to make sure that the first 8 to 10 pages of your 36 pages of answer sheet, जो 36 pages के answer sheet होगी तुम्हारी, उसमें फर्स्ट 8 to 10 पेजेस में यू शुड राइट दोज आंसर्स इन विच यू आर बेस्ट. एंड सर, हाउ आई विल कम टू नो दैट आई एम बेस्ट इन दोज आंसर्स? ड्यूरिंग दोज 15 minutes only, you are going to categorize A, B and C questions. A questions are those questions where you are 100% sure कि तुम्हारे आंसर की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तुम्हारा 100% आंसर करेक्ट है. B is that particular part. B is that type of questions where you are 80% sure, and where you are 50% sure or unsure, always write it at the end in your answer sheet. Remember one thing, from my experience of being a valuer, I'm telling you, first 8 to 10 pages only are going to leave your best impression or worst impression. So remember one thing, first 8 to 10 pages mein no cutting. Start from any part, any question, no problem at all. ICA is not going to deduct any kind of mark if you are starting with the C part of the question number 5 first and all those things. 8 to 10 pages best karke aana, no one can deduct your mark. And let me tell you one thing, examiner will get impressed, the valuer will get impressed in the first 8 to 10 pages only. Hardly he is having 80 minutes, guys. In the 8 minutes, sorry, not 80 minutes, in the 8 minutes, he has to verify your 36 pages. Now imagine, in the 8 minutes he has to verify your 36 minutes. How he is going to test it? The first 8 to 10 pages are only going to leave your best impression or the worst impression. So make sure that first 8 to 10 pages mein those 3 to 4 questions you should write in which you think that you are 100% correct. Clear everyone? Sir, MCQ should be read first or any other better plan for it? I will suggest that you should do the MCQs at the last. एमसीक्यू हमेशा लास्ट में करना सर। एमसीक्यू लास्ट में करने का फायदा क्या है कि एमसीक्यू requires a detailed calmness. It requires the calmness. और remember one thing, 30 marks के MCQs के लिए you should not spend more than 45 minutes. 45 minutes, last के 45 minutes, or if you are comfortable in MCQs, do the first MCQ and then do the remaining descriptive part. But what I'm saying that 45 minutes should be the maximum time you should devote to the MCQs. और MCQs भी दो तरह के आएंगे, integrated MCQs will come. In the integrated MCQs, what will happen? 4 to 5 paragraphs will come. 4 to 5 paras will come, and from each para, there will be a one MCQ. So it's going to be like comprehension. Remember, read each and every word. Do not leave any word unread. Each and every para is going to give you one MCQ. Are you getting the point? One MCQ. So like that, integrated 5 MCQs are going to come. And if there are direct MCQs, then so directly you can write the answer relating to time periods and form numbers. And some MCQs might be case laws MCQs. Case laws MCQs mein kya karna? Suppose this much of big MCQs there. Read the last 2 lines. Read the last 2 lines. That will save your time, because in the last 2 lines only actual question what the examiner is asking going to be there. Don't read the whole case law. Sir, what if I am unable to read the or understand the last 2 lines? Then in that case, no choice, you have to read the full question. So this is how you should deal with the different types of MCQs. Yes. You can do, Sai Charan, you can do anything like that, but make sure that in the center of the paper, one strategy. Never ever write your question number or part number, question number 2, part B. So question number 2, part B, never write it on the left side or the right side. Always write, suppose this is a sheet, always write in the center. Question number 2, part B. Question number 3, part C. So that even if sometimes kya hota hai, sometimes invigilators mishandle your answer sheets. So by mistake, if this part of your answer sheet is torn, then in that case you are in trouble, because examiner does not have the time to see which part you have written it here. So remember, always write the question number and part number in the center of the sheet. Are you getting? Center में लिखना. Center मतलब when you are starting a question, तो यहाँ पे लिख दो question number 2, part B, and after that start writing your answer accordingly. Don't write it here. Wrong. Don't write it here. Wrong. Write it in the beginning, in the center. Are you getting the point? You can do anything. You can, up and down, you can write anywhere. Up and down, you can write anywhere. No problem at all. No problem at all. Are you getting the point? Any other query? Any kind of other query, everyone? Please hit the like button. It motivates us to give you the maximum output during the exam time. And do let your juniors also know that I'm going to come like this in the intermediate audit examination also, which is going to happen on 3rd December. So I will come live. I had written in the left for the last 2 examinations. See, then in that case, you should pray to the God that your answer sheet should not be mishandled. I'm not saying it is a wrong thing, Aishwarya. I'm saying ki try to write it in the center. There is no rule to write in the right side or left side. That is dependent upon you. I'm telling you a guideline. I'm telling you my guideline ki what you should do, what you should prefer in the examination. No problem at all if you are written it on the left side. There's no problem at all. Thank you for the lecture, sir. We are very stressed for not completing the syllabus. See, Shri, do one thing. If you have not completed the syllabus yet, relax. Don't worry. Let me tell you one thing. The syllabus is already there in your unconscious mind. During the examination, automatically the things will start popping out. That is my personal experience, I'm saying. Never ever expect कि 1.5 day में you will be in a position to complete the whole portion. कभी भी नहीं होता सर, कभी भी पूरा पोर्शन कंप्लीट नहीं होता. तो रिमेंबर दैट, डोंट टेक दैट मच ऑफ स्ट्रेस ऑफ नॉट कंप्लीटिंग. तुमने पोर्शन कंप्लीट नहीं किया, दैट इज अ रॉन्ग सेंटेंस. तुमने रिवीजन कंप्लीट नहीं की, दैट इज द राइट सेंटेंस. कोई स्ट्रेस लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. ऑटोमेटिकली सबकॉन्शियस माइंड एग्जाम में जाके अपने आप काम करना शुरू कर देता है. तो डोंट वरी एट ऑल. राइट द एग्जाम as much you can. All the very best for your exam. Sir, please revise few important standards. Yes, I can revise. I can revise, no issues. Now, let's revise essay 402. Let's revise essay 402. बहुत easy standard है. What is the name of the standard? Auditor's consideration. Auditor's consideration relating to entity using services of सर्विस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ठीक है, तो थोड़े स्टैंडर्ड भी रिवाइज कर लेते हैं, आपको फायदा भी हो जाएगा. देखो ये पूरा स्टैंडर्ड जो है ना, ये पूरा का पूरा स्टैंडर्ड बीपीओ के ऊपर है. आर यू ऑल कंफर्टेबल इफ आई टेक इट इन हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश मिक्स? प्लीज लेट मी नो. और यू आर ओनली कंफर्टेबल इन इंग्लिश, देन आई विल टेक कंप्लीटली इन इंग्लिश. नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. जैसा आप लोग बोलो वैसा चलेगा. अगर आप लोग बोलोगे हिंदी में तो हिंदी में, अगर आप बोलोगे इंग्लिश में तो इंग्लिश में, अगर मिक्स बोलोगे तो मिक्स. कोई टेंशन नहीं अपने को. लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात, स्ट्रेस नहीं लेना. स्ट्रेस नहीं लेना, ठीक है ना. नो स्ट्रेस एट ऑल. आते रहेंगे सर एग्जाम्स. अपनी हेल्थ सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट. Gunashekar, no problem if you have written your answer numbers on the left side. I'm saying no problem at all. I'm just suggesting that in the future you should mention the answers in the center. क्योंकि sometimes क्या होता है, मिसहैंडल होने के कारण प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. सो बाइलैंग्वेज इज कंफर्टेबल. तो देखो ये जो 402 है ना, ये पूरा स्टैंडर्ड ऑन ऑडिटिंग किसके ऊपर है? बीपीओ के ऊपर है. मैं 2 मिनट में पूरा स्टैंडर्ड तुम्हें समझा दूंगा और आई कैन गारंटी यू पूरा स्टैंडर्ड तुम्हारा मलाई के जैसे सर में चला जाएगा. ठीक है, द होल स्टैंडर्ड विल मूव लाइक एनीथिंग इनसाइड यू. नाउ सी, सपोज मान लो इंफोसिस कंपनी है. अब इंफोसिस कंपनी है, इंफोसिस कंपनी इज अनेबल टू हैंडल इट्स पेरोल डिपार्टमेंट. इंफोसिस कंपनी इज अनेबल टू हैंडल इट्स पेरोल डिपार्टमेंट. तो इंफोसिस कंपनी ने क्या किया? इंफोसिस कंपनी ने आउटसोर्स कर दिया अपना पेरोल डिपार्टमेंट. किसको? कार्वी कंपनी को, कार्वी लिमिटेड को कर दिया. नाउ हु इज द सर्विस प्रोवाइडर? Carvi is a service organization which is a service provider. Who is the service user or service availer? Infosys is known as user entity. Infosys is known as which entity? Sir, user entity. Now, what has happened? So can I say that user entity has done what? User entity has done what? User entity has outsourced its payroll department to the service organization. तो obviously दोनों के अंदर service agreement भी हुआ होगा. Right or not? Now what has happened? Infosys audit is going to take place. So auditor of the Infosys will be known as user auditor. First of all, so you have to mention and understand the different names of the person. Are you getting the point? You have to mention the different names of the person. So Infosys is known as user entity, Carvi is known as service organization, and auditor is known as user auditor. Now user auditor did the audit of Infosys Limited. When he did the audit of Infosys Limited, can I say that 90% of the audit he will be able to do comfortably, but remaining 10% of the audit he is not able to do comfortably because payroll department which he wanted to do the audit for, he wanted to do the audit for payroll department. Now the payroll department is being handled by whom? Carvi. Now what the user auditor will do? User auditor will first verify the service agreement paper. सर्विस एग्रीमेंट पेपर वेरीफाई करेगा. सर्विस एग्रीमेंट पेपर में उसे क्या पता चलेगा? व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ सर्विसेज, व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ सर्विसेज द यूजर entity is paying, is it at arm's length price or not, what is the tenure of the agreement. But one thing he will never come to know कि is the internal control system of service organization is good enough to handle the payroll department of my client or not. That is the biggest question which user auditor is having. Are you getting the point? Now what this user auditor will do? Now user auditor तो definitely want to have this information. अब सुनना ध्यान से. user auditor क्या करेगा? user auditor पहले ट्राई करेगा विजिट मारने की कि let me visit the service organization and after visiting the service organization I'll test their internal control system. But remember one thing, for the Carvi's company user auditor is an outsider. तो Carvi क्या बोलेगी? नहीं भाई, हम तेरे को आने नहीं देंगे. तो यूजर ऑडिटर क्या करेगा? यूजर ऑडिटर रिक्वेस्ट करेगा इंफोसिस लिमिटेड को. इंफोसिस लिमिटेड रिक्वेस्ट करेगी कार्वी लिमिटेड को टू अपॉइंट सर्विस ऑडिटर. टू अपॉइंट विच ऑडिटर? सर्विस ऑडिटर. नाउ कार्वी कंपनी क्या करेगी, कार्वी कंपनी एक ऑडिटर को अपॉइंट करेगी, सर्विस ऑडिटर। नाउ क्वेश्चन इज सर, व्हाट इज दिस बला कॉल्ड सर्विस ऑडिटर? सर्विस ऑडिटर क्या करेगा? व्हाट दिस सर्विस ऑडिटर विल डू? सर्विस ऑडिटर करेगा टेस्ट ऑफ इंटरनल कंट्रोल सिस्टम्स ऑफ कार्वी लिमिटेड, राइट और नॉट? ये करेगा टेस्ट ऑफ इंटरनल कंट्रोल सिस्टम्स ऑफ कार्वी लिमिटेड, एंड ही विल टेस्ट व्हाट? डिजाइन ऑफ द इंटरनल कंट्रोल सिस्टम को टेस्ट करेगा, डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ इंटरनल कंट्रोल सिस्टम को टेस्ट करेगा, he will test the internal control system whether they are effective or not. After testing the internal control system of Carvis Limited, this service auditor might prepare the two types of report. पहली कौन सी होती है? टाइप 1 रिपोर्ट होती है। दूसरी कौन सी होती है? टाइप 2 रिपोर्ट होती है। आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? टाइप 1 रिपोर्ट इज लेस फेवरेबल एज कंपेयर टू द टाइप 2 रिपोर्ट। मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑडिटर्स ऑलवेज प्रेफर टू हैव अ टाइप 2 रिपोर्ट। नाउ टाइप 1 रिपोर्ट में टू थिंग्स होंगी, एश्योरेंस on assurance on designs of internal control system of the service organization, assurance on description of internal control systems of the service organization. But type 2 report में three things will be there. Design assurance will be there, description assurance will be there, and testing report also will be there, whether the internal control systems are effective or not. And this type 2 report or type 1 report service auditor किसको भेजेगा? यूजर ऑडिटर को भेजेगा। तो यूजर ऑडिटर सर्विस ऑडिटर की रिपोर्ट के बेस के ऊपर एक्सप्रेस करेगा ओपिनियन। तो यूजर ऑडिटर क्या करेगा? Now user auditor is going to do what? User auditor is going to express an opinion by using service auditor report. Right or not? Service auditor's report will be used by the user auditor and he will express an opinion. If he will express a modified opinion after using the service auditor's report, or if he is going to give a unmodified opinion. If he is going to give a modified opinion, then in that case it is mandatory on user auditor to refer service auditor's work in his report so that users of financial statement can understand the modifications. Did you understand the point? But if the user auditor is going to give an unmodified report, means clean opinion, then in that case law says that, standard says that no need to use service auditor's work unless required by law or statute. Everyone write CC if you all understood this topic. Please write CC if you all understood this topic. This is what brings an end to your essay 402, everyone. In 2 minutes, the whole standard has been told to you. This is how the essay 402 is required to be done. Are you getting the point? You can revise it again. This video is going to be there on my channel only. Do subscribe the channel if you are not subscribed yet. Right? Do subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed yet. I hope I was a little bit helpful to all of you. So thank you so much, everyone. If you have any kind of doubt, please let me know so that I will not waste your time also, because that is a very precious time for all of you to prepare on your own. If you have any kind of doubts, any kind of queries, this is my number, everyone. You can always reach to me 8639499216. This is my number, everyone. You can always reach to me. You can WhatsApp me or message me. And this is my Telegram group, everyone. This is my Telegram group. Let me show you. This is my Telegram group, everyone. Grover Audit and Law Classes. So you can join this Telegram group also, Grover Audit and Law Classes. So there you will get the every needful help you want. So make sure that you are calling me, or make sure that you are WhatsApping me, or make sure that you are joining my Telegram group. Whatever your queries are there, I will try my level best to make sure that I will be in a position to resolve your queries. So this is my Telegram group, Grover Audit and Law Classes. On the Telegram, you can search this group, right or not? And this is my YouTube channel on which the stream is going on. If you have not subscribed the channel, do subscribe the channel. And this is my number. So make sure that you are, texting me, and do let me know after writing the exams. I'll be waiting for your messages, and do let me know whether I was a little bit helpful in making your journey little bit smoother for tomorrow or not. So right, everyone. I think it was lovely being with you, everyone. It was lovely teaching you all in this short span of 1 hour. I thought that ki last minute benefit should be given to the students, even though number of students have come to watch this particular video live. And I'm very thankful to you guys to take out your time from your precious time to watch this video. So thank you so much for learning. And I'm still there for 2-3 minutes. If you have any kind of doubt, please let me know. I'll be very much obliged to take care of your doubts. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you for watching this video. I'll take a leave now. Bye everyone. Take care. Bye bye. All the very best for your examination. Be hydrated. Am I correct or not? No stress. कुछ भी stress नहीं लेना है. Make sure that you are not taking any stress, because your stress is equal to your parents' stress. So indirectly you are nothing but giving the pain to your parents. No stress. All the very best to all of you. I will make sure that God bless you all, and I will be praying that I'll be very soon seeing you all in my category of chartered accountant. Thank you everyone.